What's up, it's you? For today's video, with me full Iron Thorns Forms Evolution Team. I'm glad I don't have to say that again. What I'm going to be doing here is using Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar, and Iron Thorns. I'm going to eventually do this with all the new Paradox Pokemon and their little evolution forms and families. So I'll be using only 4 Pokemon, and these Pokemon share all basically the same kind of weaknesses, which makes it very, very difficult, but a cool challenge. I've got 5 battles today for your entertainment. Let's get into it. First battle here, this one is against Peeps a Lot, and we've got a little Salt lead. Now, my first Pokemon here is going to be Larvitar. I tell you what, I did a lot of battles today with this team. There was so much, there's so many battles where people would just send out one Pokemon, set up against Larvitar, and sweep my team, you know? So it's like, come on, man, use something difficult, right? So my first Pokemon is going to be Larvitar, and I'm going to be trying to get this Guts Facade set going. So we got Facade, Earthquake, Protect, and Rock Blast. I've got the Flame Orb as the ability, and I've got the EV Spread as Max Health and Max Attack. Now, Max Health doesn't really give it that much bulk. It is a Larvitar, but some I actually got some surprising lives and some good KOs out. I took a couple of Toxapex out on one shot. Felt really good there. So I've got this little salt stack here. I'm going to go for the Earthquake. They tried to slide a fissure on me, but it didn't land. Thank goodness. I would have been very salty there. And yes, I will do a sweep with that Pokemon next year. I've got a couple of plans with some baby Pokemon. Next Pokemon is going to be Lechonk. And yes, I'm going to do a Lechonk sweep too. I'll be looking at that one next year too. So Lechonk is kind of thick there. It takes my Facade pretty well. And now it's going to be going for a Bulldoze. Imagine, right, a Lechonk. Actually, imagine a Bulldozer, right? It's coming towards you, but there's a Lechonk face on it, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to eat the bacon. So Lechonk's going to go for another Bulldoze, outspeeding me. Let's be real, I didn't really want to swap into my other Pokemon either, because, you know, Iron Thorns is 4 times weak to ground, Tyranitar is weak to ground, and Pupitar is weak to ground too, so it wasn't exactly the funnest Pokemon to swap into. Next we're going to have is Tyranitar. Now, this is actually a special Tyranitar. And this has got the Sandstream and Assault Vest combination here, which makes it very, very tanky. So I've got Max Health and Max Special Attack Modest Nature. Now, my fully special bulky Tyranitar took a lot of people off guard, and I got some really, really great KOs, which I'll show throughout this video. Now, I managed to get a Iron Thorn sweep, which was a really, really good battle. I wasn't going for the sweep. It was just a solid battle. If you want me to see that, I could put that up really early tonight. You know what? Let's shoot for 2,000 likes on today's video. If we get that, I'll put it up early. If not, I'll put it up anyway, I guess the next day or whatever like that. But if you want to see it early, there's the option there. I'll let you people decide there. Very, very good battle. Sort of like the Baxcalibur one I did the other day. That was, just something I was randomly going for, not even going for, and it happened. So next Pokemon here, we got a Loaf of Bread. Now, this is a theme team as well. I wonder if you can guess what it is. I was actually going to do something similar to this. Maybe in the new year. I'm sort of all booked up for ideas. So we got a Dazzling Beam, a special set, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to keep going for Ancient Powers here. I'm trying to boost my special attack because I kept dropping my special attack with Snarl all the time. So that's going to be the end of the little Loaf of Bread there. And we've still got a pig and a Loaf of Bread left. So, and a couple other Pokemon too. Now, the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Applin. Now, Applin, I was wondering, well, it's going to have to use some sort of grass move, and it's going to be a Terra Applin only on Pipnite channel. Now, I'm going to tell you my opinion on the terrestrializing, right? Now, I actually quite like this mechanic. At the start, I wasn't really sure about it. I like it more than Dynamax, and I really like the surprise that it brings. You know what I mean? You never know when it's going to be brought out and when it's going to happen. Someone could really do it early on, or maybe someone could save it to the end, or just pull it onto you on the last second when you think you've won the battle. So I think it's a pretty cool mechanic. I definitely like it more than Dynamax. So that's going to be in the Applin thanks to a Blizzard, and this Cloth comes in and chops me like a crab stick, and Tyranitar is going to be fainting to a salty guillotine. Now, speaking of one-hit KO moves, right? I was doing some a little bit of research, and I can't find Horn Drill. Is it not in the game? No Pokemon learn it, which is I'm really quite sad about that. So we got a bulky Everlight set here. We got Rest, Curse, Stomping Tantrum, and Stone Edge. Max Health, Max Special Events, ability is going to be Shed Skin with Everlight and Sassy Nature. So the Clof's going to go for a Harden. Something else is getting hard. I'm going to go for the Stone Edge here, and it does 3 damage. So there's not a lot I can really do to this Cloth. It's very, very bulky. Now, the Cloth could go for another Guillotine, and yeah, they are going to go for another Guillotine, and Pupitar is going to get Crab Sticked as well. So that's another Pokemon down. I've only got one more left here. I've got to get back into this game. This Cloth is just sweeping through my team. Now, the last Pokemon on my team, of course, is going to be Iron Thorns. Now, this is definitely the best Pokemon moveset on my team. I had to run some, like, one decent Pokemon because it's just simply too hard, especially when you bring 4 Pokemon, and people online, they were bringing the sweatiest competitive teams you could poke a stick at. Like, they were just pressing A to win against this team, basically. So we got the Booster Energy Iron Thorns. We got Dragon Dance, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Stone Miss. Now, I've got the Terra Electric, which is pretty nice on this. It also gets around that 4 times, and it gives Thunder Punch a little bit more of a boost, right? So we're going to go for a Dragon Dance here. I'm going to try and sweep the rest of this team, getting that max attack and max speed set going there. Rock Tomb is going to be the move Cloth uses against me and gets rid of my speed. So, like, you know what? I'm just going to go for an attacking move here on this Cloth and take this out. It is going to be Jolly Nature and max attack and max speed. So go for the Stone Edge, and it misses against the Cloth. And the Cloth now is going to go for the Guillotine, and that misses. So I'm like, you know what? If Stone Edge misses and the Cloth lands the Guillotine, that's going to be some hot smoking trash there. And Guillotine lands again, and Iron Thorns is going to get chomped. So I lost to a Guillotine Cloth in the very first battle. That was some very salty stuff right there. And yeah, I never want to see a Guillotine Cloth again. Don't use that stuff against me. It's cruel. All right, people, let's get on to the second battle here. This is a battle against Quinton. This one was a random battle on the Pokeportal as well. I can't quite remember because I think I did about 4 or 5 hours of battles with this team. And, yeah, it was rough, as you can imagine. So first Pokemon's going to be Hawlucha, straight up counter to my team, of course. And I'm going to go for Protect here. I'm going to get my Guts up, but I think they're going to probably set up Sword Dance on me. And they did. I'm like, okay, I mean, I could have swapped to another Pokemon, but they could have easily gone for a fighting type move there on the swap too. So I've got my Guts happening here. I'm just going to try and get as much damage against Hawlucha as I can. Hawlucha's going for a second Sword Dance here, boosting its attack. So it's already got sky high speed and sky high attack there. I just went for Rock Blast. You know, like, maybe I could get like a bunch of hits against it, and I only got 2. I'm like, come on. So I got 2 hits there, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's going to be GG. I'm about to be wiped, and it goes for another Sword Dance. So this Hawlucha's got like 1 million attack right now, so I'm very, very scared. It's going to be able to, let's be real, it's going to be able to take me out with a peck. So go for the Rock Blast there. Rock Blast lands 3 times on the Hawlucha, and it's going to be taken out there. So I think they were a little bit ambitious with the amount of Sword Dances they needed to take out a Larvitar in a children's game of Pokemon, right? So I'm going to get hurt by the burn. The next Pokemon is going to be Lokix or Lokix. I'm not really sure how to say that, like Locust. Like little Locust, you know. So it's going to go for an Axe Kick there. That was absolutely savage. And poor little Larvitar is going to be going to sleep. So I need to do something here. Something really needs to happen because this is a powerful sort of attacking mod, and it's got a super effective attack. So I'm going to bait them here. Now, this Tyranitar special set, it really, really, truly worked well in a lot of situations. I'm not saying it's overpowered, but with the surprise of Terra, which I really like the surprise of using the Terra, it worked out like splendid. And I really get to show it out in especially some of these battles. So go for the Terra Tyranitar there. I'm going to go into that fire type. Now, I'm going to be able to go for a Fire Blast against this Pokemon, and, you know, it's going to hit it like a truck, right? So here comes the Axe Kick. Unfortunately, I get credit there, and I get confused as well. I'm like, come on. It does have a chance of confusing. And I was like, please. Seriously, I was like, if I don't land this attack right now, I lose. Like, 100% lose. So thankfully, I get through all the scum there, and I get the Fire Miss off there, and it does a miss, and Lokix is going to be a nice little fried locust there. Has anyone eaten a grasshopper in real life? I know there's places you can fry up grasshoppers and eat them. It's pretty close, right? Next Pokemon. Actually, I got a story for you real quick there why Meowscarada comes in and uses knockoff, and the goat Tyranitar hopefully lives on 1 health, but it doesn't. So there was this big locust today. It was like a grasshopper, and it was crawling up the gutter, right? And I sort of, I wanted to take a photo of it, right? And as I was going to take a photo, it flew right at my phone's camera, and it landed on the camera, and then the whole screen was black, and I couldn't see it, and you wouldn't read about it. It's like it knew I was taking a picture. Anyway, back to the battle. Sorry, getting sidetracked around of stuff there. I live in Australia. There's like spiders, insects. They're crawling everywhere. Oh, there's one crawling up my leg right now. I just have to get it. Anyway, so Meowscarter's going to go for a flower trick on my Iron Thorny, and what I can do right here is I can go for a Dragon Dance. I only just lived that fountain. Actually, I went for the Stone Edge. I wasn't even playing any games there. I thought it might have Sucker Punch and Knock Off. I was thinking about that, and then I changed my mind. Last Pokemon's going to be Scovillain. Oh, it's a shiny one too. I don't think it changes too much. I actually don't mind a little bit of Capsicum on my food. So I'm going to go for a Giga Drain, and that is the end of Iron Thorn. So all I've got left now is my Pupitar. Now remember, I know that I am very weak to grass, but I am Max Health, Max Special Defense, Careful Nature, Everlight, and I've got the Sand Flowing. So I'm like, I can live this. This is going to be great. I'm going to go for Stone Miss. They go for Will-O-Wisp, and it Will-O-Misses, and I've got the Stone Miss here ready to go, and it lands, and Scovillain is going to get wrecked in one shot there. Now, I will note I did have Shed Skin as the ability too, so that burn wouldn't have completely beaten me, but thank you, Quinton, for the battle there. I hope you enjoyed the Pupitar. Let's get on to battle number 3 here. This is a battle, I don't know what my opponent's name here is, and this was probably one of the best. This is probably the best battle today that I had with this team. So first Pokemon, this is a very, very competitive team too. So first Pokemon's going to be Magnezone. Magnezone is not going to attack me. It's going to be going for a Iron Defense. So as soon as I seen the Iron Defense, I'm like, okay, they're going to go for Body Press. So I'm in a lot of trouble here. We got it straight countered. Not that it took much to counter a team with Larvitar, Pupitar, and a Tyranitar. So it's going to go for its Body Press. Absolutely nothing I could do there. It's not like I could swap or anything. I had to sack off little Larvitar. Next Pokemon is Tyranitar. Tyranitar is the only answer to this Pokemon, and I know they'll never expect this coming either. So I've got the sand up there. I'm going to go for the Terra, a tactical Terra on my Tyranitar. They can be terrified by this, you know what I'm saying? So whenever I use Terrifier, I'm going to say they're going to be terrified. What do you reckon? I think that's pretty solid, right? I've got to think up some more good sayings. So I'm going to go for a Fire Mist here on the Magnezone. I'm praying they don't have like Sturdy. They've got like Magnet Pull or something like that. And the Magnezone is not going to be in the zone any longer. So that's great. That was an excellent KO there. I completely took them by surprise. Now the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Salamence. So Salamance's got Intimidate. Don't care. I'm a fully special set. Now my opponent here is going to go for a. This is almost a try-hard Terra here because they were in a lot of trouble. They got completely taken off guard. They're going to Terra into a Steel type, which, if they predicted me using Ice Beam or Blizzard, it was a good play, a good play for my opponent. And now they're going to go for a Dragon Dance, or maybe they just thought, oh, I'll turn to a Steel type, and they're definitely not going to go for a Fire type move and get that attack stage. So I went for Blizzard, and the funny thing is, I got a Freeze Axe, but you wouldn't read about it, right? The Salamence had a Lumberry, so it's going to be eating that Lumberry, and it's going to be breaking out of the ice and stuff. So I was like, man, that really sucks. I was feeling a bit sad now because this thing's probably going to absolutely dominate me. So it's going to go for the Outrage here. Tyranitar lives. That max health, 17 health, and I got the Fire Blast off. It connected, and it's going to be super effective. Salamence gets absolutely dumpstered. This special Tyranitar is absolutely popping off right now. If I didn't have it on my team, I would have lost ages ago, right? So Tyranitar's going to get hit by the Sandstorm, and next Pokemon is going to be, we got Tinkaton. So Tinkaton is going to be a little bit of a problem here if I can't outspeed it, and I was like, damn, it's going to go for Fake Out, clap them Tyranitar cheeks, and take me out. That's okay, though. I mean, I was absolutely over the moon with the Magnezone and Salamence performance there. So now I'm going to go into Pupitar here. I don't want to send in Iron Thorns just yet. I sort of want to feel out what this set is, and I want it probably to be using Gigaton Hammer on my Pupitar. If it's going to use it, I'm hoping it uses it to fake me. So I got some good Stompy Tantrum damage there. I want to draw out Gigaton Hammer as well, because I know they're going to use it. So here comes the Gigaton Hammer, and Pupitar, well, Pupitar just became a welcome mat in someone's house after that. It's got its faces splattered there. Last Pokemon is Iron Thorns. Now, this is prime time to go for a Dragon Dance here. I mean, what are they going to do? Knock off? I'm not going to have an item, you know what I mean? And none of its moves are going to do nothing. So I've got that attack boost, it's great. Here comes a knockoff, it's going to do 3 damage. And now Tyranitar, with the Jolly Nature, is going to be pretty fast. It's going to have a lot of attack too. So I've got +2 in attack. Now what I'm going to do, I know they're going to go for a attacking move here. I just went for Thunder Punch and took it out. So that's great. I didn't want to have any Gigaton Hammers coming my way. I mean, I could have I could have gone for the Terra Electric there, but I already used it up on my Tyranitar. That option was gone. So Dragon Balt's going to come and outspeeds me, goes for a substitute. I'm like, okay, well, I've got Ice Punch, that's fine. You're not going to be an issue at all. But then this happened, right? So they had the sub up. I was trying to think what sort of set they were using. I had a little bit of an idea, and then they went for the Disable. I was like, no, that's my Ice Punch. So, good play to my opponent right there. Excellent play. So that's going to shut down my Ice Punch. I'm like, okay, well, there's more than one way to beat my opponent here. I'll go for the Stone Mist, right? They've got the Willow Mist there. It's going to burn me. I was like, okay, they've definitely got Hex. I know that. This moment right here, when I missed Stone Edge, that was such an important turn. I absolutely needed to land that, and it missed. So now my opponent can go for an easy press the A button there and go for Hex. I can go for a Stone Edge again. As you can see, it's doing a lot of damage. I could have simply gone for a Thunder Punch and followed up and won the battle, but doesn't really matter, people. A great battle there. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter how well you play. If you lose to RNG, you're going to lose, right? But a crazy battle there, and their team was so much better than mine. It was amazing how well it performed. Let's get on to the fourth battle here. 4 battles today. With these 4 Pokemon teams, I seem to be able to do a lot more battles. I think it's because, I don't know, I just think there's no Dynamax animation. I guess it's only 4 Pokemon. So we got the first Pokemon here. It's going to be Cloyster. And I'm going to use some protections. It's always good to use protection, especially when there's a Whirlpool around. Anyway, back to the battle there. Going to be mature. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be going for a Rock Blast. I'm like, Rock Blast is going to do pretty good damage to this Cloyster, right? Now, Cloyster's going to go for a Whirlpool, and Larvitar, you wouldn't read about it, gets crit by Whirlpool. It's so bad. And, yeah, coming off Cloyster's stumping special attack, I was max health there too, that's cool. I know that I'm obviously on 4 times, but I felt like I'd lived that kind of bad, because let's be real, it is Whirlpool. Now, next Pokemon is going to be Tyranitar. I'm going to get hit by Whirlpool there, and that's going to spin me right around there, baby. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for Ancient Power and try and actually make, see if I can make contact with that. That'll be absolutely awesome if I could. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, I'm going to have to answer that in a sec. So anyway, next Pokemon's going to be Abomasnow. Now, the weather is going to be changing. 1 second, I need to take a sip of G-Fuel right now. I'm feeling a little bit hydrated there. I'm back to good. I'm back to good now because I used Code Salt. Anyway, so Abomasnow is going to faint there to a Fire Mist. Pretty good start to the battle, Now, next Pokemon's going to be Titan. I'm like, okay, that's a cool shiny too. Now, I will be looking at Titan probably in the new year. Like, a lot of those cool Pokemon I haven't got to yet, I will be covering in January. There's so many to do. So Titan's going to be obviously a Slush Rush Speedy set. And this is going to be Terra Water, so Titan has, put on the Clown Mode activated there with the Jester hat, and it's going to go for a Liquidation Terra. That's going to hurt, Tyrant is going to get really, really hit hard there. I managed to live, which was really quite impressive, and now Tyrant is going to go for Ancient Power and do a tiny little bit of damage. And I was like, wait, I got a boost from the Ancient Power. Can I actually outspeed Titan? I know it's got Slush Rush, but, this Tyranitar doesn't have anything in speed. So I'm like, it's probably not going to be enough to outspeed it. Maybe if I was running something like, I don't know, max speed. But this one, this Tyranitar build was all about bulk. So maybe give Special Tyranitar a go if you want a little bit of surprise. As you can see in this battle, it has worked wonders against some very, very competitive teams. Like, especially last battle. That was like a prime example. Anyway, down goes my Tyranitar, which wasn't too much of a surprise there. So Titan is a water type now, so it's kind of difficult to get around. There's really only one Pokemon here that can do something, and that is Iron Thorns. So my opinion on Iron Thorns, it's a nice physical sweeper. You can build a bulky as well. You really have to get rid of that 4 times weakness to ground too, whether you're going to pop an air balloon on there or you're going to Terra, But with Jolly Nature, it actually is pretty fast and it hits, pretty hard. So I'm going to go for that Terra Electric on the Iron Thorns there. It does have a really good shiny as well. You got to admit, it's got a really nice shiny. So it's going to get hit by Liquidation, which is going to be neutral. I take that pretty well. No defensive drops, which is great. Now I'm going to go for the Thunder Punch Terra with the booster energy and the super effective. So Titan is not going to be able to withstand that hit right there. So that is that Pokemon down. And I think we got one more Pokemon because this was a 4v4 battle here. Oh yeah, our last Pokemon is going to be Baxcalibur. So if you like Baxcalibur, I have done a Baxcalibur sweep, and I've also done I actually did a pseudo-legendary team based around Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur is going to drop the Draco on me, and that is the end of Iron Thorns. So Baxcalibur is a really, really good Pokemon too. So that's the end of Iron Thorns. I've got one more Pokeball left, and that is my Pupitar. So I'm quite optimistic about this because, you know, I've got a lot of bulk on this set. So here comes people. I was like, is it going to be mixed or is it? It is. It's like, oh, it's mixed there. I leave the Iron Head. And I didn't get flinch, and I got the Stone Miss off there. Baxcalibur is going to be fainting. What a really close battle there as well. And a cool Hail Snow team there from my opponent. Thank you, Cian, for the battle. Cool team. Let's get on to the very final battle here. This one was a random battle on the Wycombe. I'm not sure what Wycombe. Pokeball, I'm sorry, those Sword and Shield habits die hard, right? I'm not sure what my opponent's name is. If someone wants to translate those couple of names out, I really do appreciate when people do that, you know? I'm trying my best to learn. So we got a Volcarona lead here. I was like, this is going to be funny. They think they're going to be able to go for a Quiver Dance and Giga Drain through my team. And yeah, they got sort of a rude surprise here from probably the less likely Pokemon they thought they'd get fated to there. So Volcarona went down there, which was excellent. Only needed 2 hits too, which is good. Now, the next Pokemon here, actually, I even got them down without the Flame Wheel activated. Next Pokemon is going to be Iron Valiant. So, Iron Valiant, man, this Pokemon is a clean counter to this team, especially with Leaf Blade there. So, that's Larvitar done, you know. Now, I'm going to go to Tyrant. I'm thinking, well, I might be able to, once again, this Tyrant is quite good at baiting people out. I really love, with the Terra mechanic, the baiting of people, right? You can think, oh, I'll throw this Pokemon out there. It's going to be, oh, I'll go for this attacking move. You know, I'll press the A button, but you know, when you get that Terra, you can get the jump on them, and you can get the type advantage, and yeah, you can really change up the battle. I love that about Terra. Not only using a move, but changing your type. I actually think it's pretty good. You know, I'm actually really starting to quite like this mechanic. I won't say I'm a huge fan of the look of it, like, you know, with the stuff on the head and that sort of thing. There are a couple I like, but there are some that just look like goofy. But as for the mechanic, I think it's fairly decent. So anyway, that's going to be the end of the Iron Valiant there. Thank you once again to my special Tyrant, just carrying me through so many battles. And in comes the in slithers the Slitherwing. So Slitherwing's going to go for that Earthquake there. Tyrant is going to get dropped in one shot. So this is actually bad. This is actually very bad because Pupitar is weak to that, and so is Iron Thorns. Now, I do have Jolly Nature on Iron Thorns, which it doesn't make it super fast, but I don't know what sort of EVs they're running in this. So I'm hoping I can go first, because if I don't go first, I'm done, because it's 4 times super effective. And this Pokemon's got a lot of attack too. So I went for Stone Mist there. I went first, and Slitherwing is going to be slithering right out of this battle. So another counter down there, which is great. Next Pokemon is going to be the Dragapult. I'm like, okay, we're going to have a Disable subset. This time it's going to be different. It's going to be a Dragon Dart set. Now, on this point here, they've got some really strong Pokemon in the back, so I was like, I have to go for Dragon Dance here. I've got to be able to outspeed them, right? And even if Dragon Ball outspeeds me with this turn, I should just be able to live that, right? So, Dragon Ball's taking the damage there. I've popped the Ice Punch. That's the end of Dragon Ball, which is excellent. I'm primed now to win the rest of the battle here. And we had that Sandstorm actually end. The second last Pokemon is Goldego, which I would have been able to fade. And the opponent is going to hit the cancel button there with an insanely better team than me. And that's it, people. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.